Welcome to this section. In this section, we are going to work with the real data and we are going to pull out this data from one of the sources on the internet. So let's dive in. So today, what we are going to do is, guys, we are going to pull out the data from the Kaggle. Do you remember that I was telling that Kaggle is the Google product where they hold all the data? And today we are going to analyze the San Francisco salaries. Yoo-hoo, yes, perfect. You see, guys, so it's a big question, yes. So why people or like why they are just posting their salaries online, which is absolutely okay, guys. So that is a transparency. I'm not sure to which year. Yes, we are going to analyze that salary. It belongs to year 2011, 2012, 13, and 14 only. It's not the new salaries, but let's look inside what San Francisco state employees and what was the salary of each. So it's just idea, guys. It's just you don't have to go here and download it from here, but I just did it for you. The size is only 15 megabytes. It's not that much. It's just small, but you will see, guys. We are going to work with 148,000 data. So for us as a human being, whenever you see thousands, it looks like a lot, but for the Python, it's just a piece of cake. Because the Python says, give me millions, I will do it for you. And we will see what we have for today. So whenever you download your file, so in order to work with any kind of data, guys, you see I have an icon here. Let me just zoom in. You see that is a folder on the side. That is on the Google Colab. But if you are working in a different environment in the different ID, which is absolutely fine. So this is Google Colab is just one of the environment. Maybe in the company that you will be working with, so maybe they have something different. Or if you go to the college and study data science, maybe your professor will ask to use different environment, but they almost same. So here in the Google Colab, we have a folder here. Maybe in other platform, we have somewhere else. Or the company will tell you, hey, I will not give you a folder, but I have a website. Can you pull out the data from a website? Which is absolutely fine, guys. And we are going to mention just in a second. So right now, I'm opening my folder. It says it's connecting. Okay, let's wait a little bit. So as a default settings, the Google is giving us these kind of data. You see? So that appears to every single computer who has the Google Colab, but we are not going to work with this data. If you want, of course, you can work with. You see, guys, we have a CSV, we have a CSV, we have a CSV, but we have a JSON here, we have a MD here. That is also another type of data. That is absolutely fine. You can have your data in Microsoft Word. You can have your data in Microsoft Excel. You can have your data as a PDF. That is absolutely fine. So we are, as a data scientist, we need to be able to analyze any kind of data, but mostly in the market. So the people are using CSV. So that's why we are going to work a focus on CSV, but all of them are the same, guys. You will see. So since we are not going to work with this data, why not? Because I want to show you how to bring my external data here, okay? So I will not go to that folder. I will just go to here. You see that is empty space. Make a right click and I will upload it. Okay, so here is my salary CSV, but you need to download from your computer. So you can, I'm not sure what you use. You use either Mac, Windows, or Chromebook, but I'm not sure what else. I'm not sure if you use the Linux or something, or, but if you're using iPads or iPhones, guys, it will not be work. So you need to be in front of a computer, okay? So let me just open. I will wait a little bit. It gave me a warning, and we're gonna talk about this warning just in a second. You see, guys, it's uploading here. It will take a time because that is only 15 megabytes. My internet is so slow. I need to change my provider. Actually, 15 megabytes. It should be very fast, but it takes a couple seconds only. Okay, perfect. So right now I have my salaries. That is good. So before diving to the code itself, let me talk about that one. Do you remember we had a warning now? I just closed it because I want to discuss it separately. So what is the Google says that, hey, the Google says that you just upload it to me and it's ready to be used. And you can use this data in your codes. And we are going to start to type our codes now. But the Google says that after a while, if you close this Google Colab, or if you just go outside for a couple hours, whenever you come back, your session will be ended and you will lose this salary. So the Google says that I will not keep it, because I'm not sure why they are doing so. What it is coming to my mind that the Google is trying to save the space, because if everybody will save something here, so it will load their kind of hard disk or something. So the Google says that this salary or whatever you file uploaded will be staying here for a while. And how long it will stay? As long as you are doing something. If you are doing for 10 hours, that's fine, it will be staying. If you're just doing like in 3 days back to back non-stop coding, it will be staying here. But if you did your codes and you just like do not touch your computer for 2 hours, 3 hours, guys, your session will be expired and you will lose these codes. But don't forget, guys, you will not lose your codes. You still have your scripts. If you type your codes, guys, they still keep it. The only thing, if you decided to start your homework today and you decided to continue tomorrow, guys, upload your salaries, upload your file, make your codes, save it, come back next day, you still have your codes, and upload the salary one more time, and you can continue working on that. Okay, just keep in mind, guys, I'm pretty sure that I will be receiving emails, hey, my salaries just popped out, like it was deleted, what I can do. Don't worry, guys, if you do not see your salaries, upload it one more time, and that's it. You will not lose your codes. Okay, so that is good. So let me just close it, or let me just keep it here, because we are going to use that just in a second. Yes, guys, we have a couple items to do, but please, 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 guys, whatever we are going to do is 80% will be something new for you, because we are going to cover new function. So why I choose that, guys, learning new functions, I just wanted to make hands-on activities that is going to make sense. So right now, we are not going to work with the data only, and we will make some analysis. So we will make some, not the predictions, we are not in a data science yet. We are doing the data analysis only. So we are going to work with the real data. I hope it's real, because the Google says it's real. That is the salaries of the San Francisco, and we will make some discussion about that one. Okay. And I put the steps here. So let's say it says the import to Pandas. Yes, we are lucky. We are not working with a NumPy in this activity, but later on, guys, we still need a NumPy. Okay. So I will say import Pandas as PD. So let me run it. Perfect. So my pandas is ready. I put the 3 lines just in case if we need it. Okay, so next one. Now it says that we need to read that file. You see my file is here, and we need to save as a SAL, but if you want, you can sell as a DF. Do you remember we just get used to say DF? But if you want, you can say ABC, whatever you want. So I will say that, let me go with the one by one. I will just zoom in, and I hope you see what I'm doing. I will maximize my volume, guys. Please, 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 if you don't understand, unmute yourself, stop me and ask me a question, because I want to make sure that you understand what we are doing right now. That is going to be your assignment. And next time, guys, next week, we have another data set from the Kaggle, and we will just do with some financial stuff. So right now we are working the salaries. So from the PD, from my pandas, I want to read my file. I will say read, oh, underscore, and the panda says, I can read whatever you give me. That is cool, guys. You see, it says I can read Excel. I can read HTML. Wow, that is cool too. It was not here a couple years ago. They just put it because some companies say that, hey, I don't have a data. I mean, like, I don't have a person who can make a data for you, but I have a website. Can you go ahead and pull my data from the website? And you can do it. You see, that is cool. So since we have a CSV file, we need to specify CSV. Otherwise, it cannot read that file. You see, I have a CSV. Perfect. So right now it says that, hey, what is your file? My file is a salaries.csv. So I need to give exactly name. If you misspell, guys, it will not read. You see, I have a salaries. I have a salaries. Let me read it. Yes, perfect. But I want to save it. I want to save it to the DF. Where is it? Perfect. So right now, what I did it, I just read my file. Do you remember we did a data frame in last exercise? But now we are reading, and I saved to the DF. Let me just call my DF, and my DF is here. Oh, perfect. That is good, but it looks like it's a huge, it's a lot. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Wow, we have a couple rows, couple thousand. So I see the first five and I see the last five data. Oh, that is a lot. And what is the last row? That is index. Do you remember the index we covered? It's almost 150,000. That is a lot, but for not, it's not a lot. Now it says that, hey, you have a 13 columns and you have like almost 150 rows. Perfect. But it's a big mess right now. What I can do is I want to get ahead. I mean, like, I just want to get a couple of them. So what I need to say that df head. So that is the new function now. You see? So right now I'm saying, hey, from my data frame, can you just give me head? Can give me a couple? If you do not specify anything here as a default, it will give you first five. But if you want, you can give a 4, 6, whatever. So let me see how it looks like. So if I run it, it will give me only the first five only. So it's easy for me to see how it looks like, just to analyze. Of course, I cannot see all of them right now because I have a head. If I put a 10 here, so it will pull out the first 10. So what I have my ID. So I have my name, so employee name, and that is the job title. So what they are doing in the San Francisco. What is the salary? I can see the salary is perfect. So that person is not getting overpay. So he's not working extra. So he has some other pays. Really, he gets the salary about 167,000, but other pays is a 400,000. Uh-oh. And total pay is that one. He has some benefits, and oh, actually, he doesn't have a benefit. Benefit is none. Do you see? Do you remember that? I think you are already familiar with what is that, and that is the total amount of salary that he was receiving in 2011. And we have some notes and perfect. Perfect. That is good. So nothing wrong with the data. So it looks like my data is clean. We are not go ahead and change anything unless if our department is going to tell us. Maybe our department will say that, hey, here in benefits, if you see NaN not available, just put a 0. Maybe you just can go ahead and put the zeros. But we are not talking about the benefits today because we are going to cover new functions today. Perfect. So I want to get some info about my data frame. So that is the new feature too. So I will say df info and open and close the brackets. So let me see what it's going to do. It will just give me a brief summary of my data. It says that, hey, I have a total 13 columns. The first column is ID, and that ID has 148,654 data. It's too long. But some of them, you see, it has a benefits. Not everybody has a benefits. That means somebody is empty. So the cells are empty. We need to somehow fill it in if needed, of course. But we will not fill in because we already learned how to fill them in. So we will not deal with that one. It says that nobody has a notes, which is okay, and agency, and we know the status, and so on and so on. Perfect. And it gives me, like you see where it is, it says like I have a 148,000 data inside, and so on and so on. So perfect. This gives me overall picture of my data. And of course, guys, this data is big for me, big for you, but for the companies, it's just a piece of cake. It's easy. Okay, so let's dive in. So, do you remember, guys? I was keep telling that we are playing a role as a data analyst now. We are not doing the data science yet. The data science, actually, science itself, it says something because we are going to predict. We are going to make some like different functions, but we are just trying them to pull them out. So let me just give you this scenario. Imagine that you are in a company and you have a small data and you are wondering what is going on in your data. So for example, you will say, hey, I want to pull out a person who is getting the most salary. I want to get a person who is getting overpaid a lot because you need to make some decision. I want to get, like, you see, so you have a lot of questions. So if you work in Microsoft Excel, you can just sort it, yeah, click, 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 and you can find it. But here in the Pandas, we need to type it. You see, so right now it says, hey, what is the average of the base salary? It's not the overpay, it's not the benefits. Like what is the base salary and all the average in San Francisco? Okay, so we will try to find it. I know this is my data frame, you see, and in data frame, let me just pull it out from here. You see, I have my base salary. That is my column. Do you remember that? Let me show it from here. That is my base pay, and I need to get the average for of all of them, 148,000. So what I will say that. So let me just bring it here. I will say base pay. If I say base pay, you see, guys, it is going to list all of them to me. Some of them, they don't have a base pay. Oh, really? Some of them are not getting salaries, but they are getting some benefits. Interesting. That is fine. But I want to get average. How can I get average? What I can do is I will just make a dot and I will say mean, open the close the parentheses. If I run it, yeah, it's perfect. You see one click and it is done. So the average salary in San Francisco is a 66,350, 325. It's not that much because right now we are going to analyze who is getting more salary, who is getting the less salary. But this is my average. Okay. Now, what is the highest amount of overpay? Uh-oh. So that is the big question, actually. If you are a manager, if you're a boss of company, you will say that, hey, I'm giving to everybody salaries, but if you work like extra, you will get overpaid. But you have a question, who is working more? Are they abusing that? So let's see who is getting most. So for example, I will say that what is the highest amount? Actually, we are trying to pull out amount first. We are not working on who is getting. So I will say from my DF, I want to pull out overtime pay. If I make overtime pay, it is going to give me all of them. But I want to get the highest one. I will say that max open. Yes. Wow, that is a lot. So my base salary, like average, is a 66,000, but we have a person who getting overpaid 245,000 a year. That is a huge. You see, that is alarm for you. So you need to figure out why that person is getting. Actually, it's a huge. It's almost like a quarter of million of dollars. Okay, that is good. Next, we have a person, Joseph Driscoll. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what is his job title. Uh-oh, okay. So let me just first of all pull out my data. So that is my data. And let me just put a hat because I don't want to see all of them. Hat. So what I see my names here. So here is the name, here is the name, here is the name, and I have a job title here. Perfect. So if you do not know a code, if you do not know the script, if and your boss is asking, hey, can you find out what is the job title? So you need to scroll down one by one and try to find him. It will take forever, guys. 148,000 people. But if you know codes, it's just as simple and do it. So right now, what I'm going to do is I will say from the DF, I want to pull out the employee names first. Employee, oops, name. You see, so if I pull out employee, so all of them are here. So we have like in this amount of employees, but I need to have one person only. So right now I will say that, hey, where is my, oops, where is my Joseph? But be careful, guys. We need to make it uppercase. Let me just copy paste. I will copy and paste it over here. Now it gives me Boolean. So guys, I did a mistake yesterday and I was kind of panicking. What? That is a lot, guys. Can you pay attention here, guys? We need to put it to a question mark here, guys. If I put one only, guys, be careful, guys. I'm pretty sure that some of you will do this mistake, which is absolutely fine. And you actually, we are learning from this mistake. If you put one equation only, what it is going to do is it will take this name and that is going to assign to everybody's name. So that will be assigned to this one, to that one. So all of them will be Joseph, 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 Joseph. You see, guys, so you will mess with your data. But if you put it two, so we are comparing that. You see, so we are comparing. That is perfect. But I have a boolean, false, 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 false. Only one of them is true. Actually, I cannot see because it's not showing me all of them. So what I can do is, do you remember that if I want to see entire data, so that is my what do you call it, condition. So whatever we type it here is my condition. But I need to say that, hey, oops, can you just print all of them to me with that condition? That is a tricky point, guys. Oops, you see. So you see, print data frame, all of them, but with this condition only. Okay, so let me run it. Yes, perfect. I can see that Joseph, and he is captain. Wow, that is cool. And his salary is 140,000 as a base salary. Perfect. But we are not done because it says that, hey, what is the job title? Actually, if you just show this one, we are showing much more information. What if you want to hide this information? Let's imagine you are sharing this with somebody, but you don't want to show the salary. And after that, you will open and close the brackets again, and you will specify show me job title only. So I will say job title. Let me run it. Yes, perfect. The employee who is Joseph, and his job title is a captain fire separation. So whatever is that. You see, guys, so that is how it's working. So one line of code, like just is simple, and it saves your time. Otherwise, guys, you need to go one by one and see and find the Joseph. It will take forever, guys. Okay, so now it says that, hey, can you can you tell me how much he's making a year, included benefits? So included overpay, base salary, benefit, like extra payment. So give me a number. Okay, I will tell it. I will just get these codes again. I will put it here. Let me just pull out. Let me just pull out everything. So that is the data for my Joseph. And I want to get these total. Oh, he's getting 270. But I want to hide everything. So what I can do is I will say I will open and close my brackets, and I will type total pay benefits. Total pay benefits. So yes, so right now Joseph Driscoll is getting 250,000 with something extras. Okay. Yes, guys, please, please, please. Any questions so far? No, everything is good. Okay, so we are moving on. Let me just pull it here. What is the name of the highest person paid? Oh, really? Actually, it's a good question. Can you imagine that you are like governor and you want to see how much your people are getting, and you are wondering who is highest paid? Okay, that is fine. So right now what I'm going to do is I will pull out my DF. It's a lot. I will say, can you pull out my head? So right now, let me analyze it, and that is my total benefits. And I want to see who is getting the most. Okay, so from here, what I can say that from the DF, I will say total paid. What was the name? Total paid benefits. Benefits. If I run it, did I
I think it's
did I
total pay benefits. PAY.
okay. Thank you so much. That is good. No, let me just go back
Capital
to
P.
here. Total pay benefits. The pay is capitalized. Perfect. So I have a list with all my payments. I see some people are not getting money. Oh, I even see a person who is working for me and plus giving me money. Oh, really? Actually, that is weird. That is interesting. That is fine. That is the data that Kaggle is giving us. Now, I want to see who is that maximum. Oh, we have a person who makes more than $500,000 a year. Oh, who is that guy? Now, I need to figure out who is that guy. Let me just put a couple more lines here because we might need it. Okay. So right now, I will say that, can you pull out the name, employee name, employee name. So that is employee name, but I need to, let me see what I need to do. So let me do that way. I will get total benefits. So let me show you what I'm doing right now. So total benefits, which is equal to that one. And I will explain you what I'm doing right now. So I'm telling from the data frame, can you pull out all benefits, but which is equal to the maximum one? It says true, false, 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 true. Oh, I see the true. So the person number one gets a most benefit, but I just want to see a name. You see, that is my condition only. It's not the whole list. But right now, I want to place it in my data frame. So I will say in my data frame, you see, inside my data frame, I'm just placing my condition. So that is the condition itself. So whatever is highlighted, and that is my data frame. So if I run it, yes, that person. You see, guys, so he's general manager. Actually, he deserves that. He gets like more than 500,000. And from here, since the question is, what is the name? You see, guys, we need to be careful here too, because the company is asking, do not show everything. I just want to know the name. And from here, I will tell that, give me a name only. Employee name. So yes, Nathan Ford is getting the highest salary. Okay. Any questions so far? Now, the next one, it says, can you show the name of the person who is getting lowest paid? Oh, really? Included benefits? It's the same. I will just make a copy and pass it here. And instead of maximum, I will say minimum. I'm wondering who is getting minimum one. Joe Lopez. And let me just delete. Let's see how much he gets. I will delete that part. Oh, that person is working for me, but every year he just paid out of the pocket like in $618, $18. It's not a fair. So there is like two conclusions. One of them is it's true, something is weird, and second one is, I don't know, maybe he got some debt from the government and he just paying back maybe by working. I don't know.
But it says base pay zero. Isn't that illegal? Like you can't have somebody work for you and just pay nothing.
Perfect. I like the way you are making your that is issue. You see, so right now we are analyzing data. So yeah, you can just make a storytelling about this one. Now we need to get the average of. We need to get the average of base pay. I think we already did it. Do you remember that? Let me just go back. Here it is. So that is the average of the base pay, but this is the average base pay of entire data because we have a year 2011, 2012, 2013, and 14. But in this question says that, hey, can you make a report that will give me a base pay average by year? So in 2011, the average salary was this. The 2012, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so let me just go one by one. I will go from my DF. I will say what is my base pay and what is my mean. We already did it. So that is the average for all 4 years. But I want to separate that. I want to separate by year. So here, what I can say that I will say group by. So I'm telling, hey, get my data frame and group it by year. I think we have a column of year. Let me just go back. Is what's the year or period? Let me just go here. But it is year. Do you see that? That is a column. Okay. So let me just go back here. Group by, let me just open. Guys, yes, I know we are covering a lot new functions, but I do hope, guys, you understand what I'm doing. You see, I'm saying, hey, from my data frame, can you group all of them and group them by year and take a base pay and take the mean of that? Ah, it's a lot. Let me just run it. Perfect. Now, in 2011, the average salary was 63. In 2012, it was 65. So each year it's increasing, but something happened in 2014. The salary decreased. It's average salary. So you can make some analysis and you, I mean, you can just build your story based on that one too. And yes, the last one. It says that how many jobs we have and how many unique jobs we have. Oh, really? So first of all, let's go ahead and let's find the jobs. Let me just, I will make a head because I want to make sure that it's a job title. What I'm going to do is from my data frame, I want to pull out my job title. Okay, so right now I have my titles here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way 148,000. But some of them, they are repeating. So for example, you see that is repeated and that is repeated. But I want to see how many different job title I have. So right now, what I'm going to use that, I will use the function unique. Did I spell right?
Yes, misspelled. Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Perfect. So that is the list. You see, we have a three dots here. It says that we have some more. So they are listing unique names for the job title. But the question is, how many? So we need to go ahead and count them. So there is another function which is a little bit easy and makes sense. You see, I have a unique. It's just listing me. But if I put one and here, it will complete a different function. You see, and unique. If I run it, it will give me there is about more than 2,000 different jobs in San Francisco in the state employment list. Okay. So yes, guys, I think we covered a lot. So that is a function number one. That is a function number two that we covered, and group by. And guys, I do hope you understand these. You have understanding of the logic here. You see, that is my condition. Let me just get my pen. I will explain it one more time because I feel that is important. So guys, you have your data frame. You can call it ABC, whatever you want to call. So I have my data frame. Oops. I have my data frame. And if I do not specify anything, it is going to bring, why am I typing DS, guys? It's end of day, I know. That is my data frame. If I do not specify, guys, it is going to print me everything. If I specify inside, so that is all about condition. If I say that, hey, can you bring me this column only, the column ABC? So that is going to bring me column ABC only. If you want to give some condition, you will say df, open and close the brackets, and write your condition here. If one column is equal to something else, by the way, two equals, otherwise, guys, that will be a big mistake. You will assign this value for every single row of that column. You need to be careful about these two signs. Okay. Okay. Okay.